What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the CRWN Cinema Podcast. In this episode, we are breaking down
and literally just watched Parasite. Spoilers.
But it's old.
I know, but I get it won an Academy Award in 2019, but we still have people telling us about movies that were made in 2010. Hey man, like please, you need to tell us spoilers. So I'm doing it now.
If you're listening to a full breakdown, you know there's got to be some spoilers.
I can't imagine why you would click on a video like this and not expect spoilers, but let's just, spoilers. We are going to talk about every aspect of this movie, including the ending. So, Spoilers.
Great movie though. It makes sense that it won the first foreign film to ever win an Academy Award.
Yep, gets you from beginning to the end.
Yeah, it's so entertaining.
Yeah, there's never a moment where you're not wondering like what's going to happen next.
It's such like an invasion of privacy, and it's like because they talk about it a lot crossing the line. They cross the line so many times where you're like, are they going to get caught?
Yeah,
it's like,
and they move so fast, because it has to do with the fact that they are just ready to get rich quick.
Yep.
So, and even even Kevin at one point, he says, "Oh, we're doing this." Okay. Wow. It's so direct.
Another disclaimer. We're going to butcher some of these names.
Well, shout out to the director, whose name I am not about to butcher right out the gate.
Bong Joon-ho. That one's easy. Bong Joon-ho.
Bong Joon-ho. Shout out to him. He made it very easy for white guys in America to just talk about this movie. So thank you.
Yes.
That was, we appreciate that. It's like he knew we were coming.
Yeah.
He knew we were coming one day to talk about this.
But their names aren't hard. It's Ki Woo, Ki Jung, Dong Eek, Min, and the moms. What is it? Chong Suk.
Look at you.
I'm cultured.
I will go with Mrs. Park, Mr. Park, Kevin, Jessica, Mr. Kim, and Mama Bear.
Chong Suk.
For the mom?
Of the parasitic family.
Right.
Yeah.
What's her character's name?
Chong Suk.
Okay. Chong Suk.
Yep.
Okay. Hey,
We'll stick to American names for most of it, though.
Listen, again, we just watched the movie about 15, 20 minutes ago, and now we're here. So please bear with us. But
it's hard, too, because you can't even hear for it in a sentence because the way they talk is different than English.
I kept trying to.
Because it's not structured like an English sentence. It's kind of like how Spanish is different, where like you say things before you would in English.
Yeah.
So like their names get brushed under the rug in a sentence. So you can't even pick it up most of the time. So you're like trying to hear how they pronounce it. And you're like,
Yeah, so bear with us. But again, the director of this movie made it pretty easy for everybody to follow along. So we should be okay.
He was going for that Academy Award.
Yeah, no doubt. And it makes sense that he got it. This is a great movie. Just very compelling story. It's so well paced, I think. Yeah. And just from beginning to end, it all wraps up great. Like, you kind of, I don't know. It doesn't feel like it's a long movie. Sometimes you feel like, okay, I got to strap in for this movie. This is going to be a long one. The way that everything goes about in this movie, just boom, 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 and you're good.
Yeah, it's all action.
Yeah.
Shit's always happening. And you're always, you're always caught up in the action. So you never like get bored. There's no downs at all.
Yeah, the poor are moving quick when it comes to making that money. So it makes sense that he chose kind of that pacing for the movie. But, what are you thinking out the gate, Kade?
I'm impressed by how well the visual storytelling is, which kind of sucks because you have to read the whole movie.
Right.
So you're distracted most of the time by the visual elements. But the way they shoot the movie visually with the camera, the way they edit things, it's just insane. Like they're telling you the story just through the camera in a lot of these scenes, which sucks. So you kind of miss it reading.
Yeah.
But if you're
a slow reader.
Yeah. If you're
like yourself.
No, I'm fast. I'm decently fast.
Dude, we're good at this. We'll be okay, right? We saw some shots.
You do a couple bounces up and down mid sentence.
We should be
check the frame. It's good though, because like an example of the visual storytelling is as Ki Woo Kevin walks up into the park's house. Like the first thing he's hit with is that beam of light. Like the sun is just right there. You don't even see the house yet. You see the beam of light. It's almost like
a whole new world.
Yeah, he's like, this is like his goal. Like this is the beacon. Like this house is like what they're all striving to get to. So like when he gets up, sunlight hits his face immediately. It's like that's just another symbol showing you that this is the peak.
Yeah.
But he can't get there. It's like before anything else you see, it's just the sunlight as he walks up. It's just like, holy fuck, look at this house.
Yeah.
We live in a fucking semi-basement.
Yep. Yeah, truly. They're going from bottom floor to the top. One of the other shots that I noticed is, the poor family in this movie, they keep referring to Mrs. Park as just a very simple woman. They're really not saying anything bad about her. It's just, she's nice and she's simple. And that's it. Yeah, because why would she believe anything different? Life has worked out pretty well for her. Why would things start going wrong now? But two of the shots that kind of reflect how that works is when Kevin is giving his first lesson to the daughter of Mrs. Parks, and he does the whole thing where he grabs her wrist, her wrist, and starts feeling her pulse. She's very impressed by this. She doesn't even know why. It's just like kind of a power move. It's different. It's and he gives her like a whole spiel about, hey, you need to just slaughter the test. You need to just not focus on one question. You need to just destroy it.
Yeah.
And she's impressed by it.
Vigor.
Yeah. And so one of the shots is that the daughter starts flipping through the rest of the test, and in the next scene or the next shot, it's Mrs. Parks flipping through the money and giving it to him. And then the other one is when Jessica, what is it? Oh, no. Hold on. I wrote this down, actually. Sorry. We'll get this in editing. Hold on.
Edit break.
Oh, yeah. When he convinces Mrs. Parks to interview his sister, he's walking down the stairs, just kind of gives her some BS story about how it's his cousin's old classmate that went to Illinois State for art. And he doesn't even give her a real spiel. And he's just going down those small steps.
Yep.
And then the camera kind of cuts, it stays there as they go out of frame, and then boom, immediately cuts back to her going up the stairs with Mrs. Parks for the interview.
Mm-hmm.
So it's just like she's very quick to be fooled.
Yeah, she's super gullible. She believes all these lies they're telling her. They're all good and they planned it out.
Yeah, it's the film does a good job, I think, of portraying how some people that are not living, they're living in poverty, might perceive how the rich are essentially bad or gullible or whatever you call it. They're jealous. And they do all this in the movie. They're kind of shit talking them.
Yeah.
But then, even halfway through the movie, more than halfway through the movie, we're looking at each other and we're saying, wait, they're not bad. It's not really reflecting the rich people as bad people.
Yeah,
which is important
because a lot of a lot of things that pop up in the movie is they're talking about crossing the line. Like the dad, Mr. Park, doesn't want anybody to cross the line. That's like his whole thing. Don't cross the line. And I think what that line is the line of you're the servant and I'm the person that's hiring you. Do not cross that line. We're not friends. You're working for me. You really get that at the very end when he tells him to dress up as the Indian, getting the whole spiel. And after Mr. Kim, the dad, has been sleepless night, brutal. He's in no mood to be working.
Yeah.
He's kind of being sarcastic with the guy. And then he's like telling him like, just consider this work. Like consider this part of your work.
Yeah.
So he's like, he just sees them as workers. It's like, that's kind of like the evil part of the rich family is that they cross the line so many times by asking them to do all the things that they would normally do in life. Like they're almost, this kind of goes into like the title Parasite, because you think the movie Parasite, the parasite is the poor family being a parasite in this rich family, which is true. They're, benefiting off the rich luxury of this style, of this lifestyle of the rich people, conning them into giving them money, like filling all the jobs in their house. But also the rich family is also the parasite because they benefit by eating off of the poor people's time, because all the, like you say the mom's not bad, but and she might even care for her kids, but she doesn't do any of them work. She's like not working for her kids at all. She just pawns it off to somebody else to do it.
Yeah.
So she's like not ever there or present with her kids. She just is hiring somebody else to do all the work for the house and everything.
Yeah. Okay.
Driver, all that kind of stuff. She's like, in that scene, whenever they had that sleepless night after their house got flooded, that's when you see that they don't give a fuck about them. They're just like, we're paying you, come do the job. They don't really care. They don't ask them what they're doing, how they are. It's a Sunday. They call them like short notice to come work, and they like demand them to be there.
Okay.
They ask nicely, but like it's really not an ask. They're like, please come by 1. Thank you.
Yeah.
In the phone call. So like they're being a parasite by, infiltrating their time and making them not live a life. For just some, like, they're probably getting paid decently well, but it's still worker wages.
But I do see what you mean in the sense that even the way that they built up their characters, for example, Jessica, she's supposedly the way that her story has been built up to the rich family is that she's, a lot of rich families are trying to get her to tutor their kids, so she's not some poor girl in the eyes of the rich family.
Right.
She's probably very well off, so to ask her to come in on a Sunday is kind of a dick move. Like she should be fine.
Right.
She shouldn't necessarily need the money.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
so I see what you mean.
They look down on the people that are working for them. Even though they're nice and kind, you're still the worker.
Yeah.
I'm the rich family.
Yeah.
But then Paris, I think
it's actually, honestly, it's now that I'm really thinking about it, it is insulting that she was like, yeah, I'll even pay you for being here.
Yeah.
Because it's kind of that incentive of, like, you probably need the money. Like, if I went to a high university and I'm doing art therapy with your son, just a couple days a week, or maybe it's 4 days a week. Like, she probably has other jobs. I mean, obviously this is all fake, but the way the rich family should have seen it is that she probably is a busy woman and probably appreciates her weekends off.
Yeah, it's Sunday, the rest day, the Sabbath. You're supposed to rest on the Sabbath.
Yeah.
And even, Mr. Kim, the dad, he's the driver, but they're making him do more than his job is.
Yeah.
Like, sure, the driver might bring in the groceries just to be nice and all that kind of stuff. He's really just the driver. Yet they make him go to the grocery store. He's having to do all this work, carrying all the shit for her, bagging the groceries while she just chit-chats with their friends, laughing, having a good time, just getting to enjoy life while they have to just work.
Yeah.
And then he has to dress as an Indian.
And they know that he, again, quote unquote, turned down a prestigious job for like a nice company that the family totally made up.
Right.
But to them, they don't know that. To the rich family, they don't know that.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. They could definitely see the old man driver as somebody that probably could have retired at this point, but is choosing to just kind of keep going because, as Mr. Kim explains it, this is more of a vocation. Like, his job that he portrays as being the head of a household, leading his family, that kind of thing. So, it is insulting. Now that you got me. It is insulting because he has explained to Mr. Park that he is the leader of a family. So to take him away on a Sunday is a dick move.
Yes.
And I see what you mean.
And even
I get you.
I've even seen this in real life, in my experience of like wives of rich men. They kind of just assume that everybody, like, they're working, like they can do it. Like they're getting paid. We're paying them. They're happy with it. But it's like, people don't want to be doing the job you're asking. Like, that's not my job. But it's like, no, you work for us. It's fine. Like, we pay you. We pay you a good salary. It's okay. We pay you a good wage or whatever.
He
it
even
is.
says like we're paying overtime.
Yeah, exactly. So just consider this work. Okay. Stop bitching about this Indian thing. You're a worker. Don't cross the line, motherfucker. But I think the true meaning of the word parasite is with Kiwoo, Kevin. He has this dream of hope. He has hope in his life. He believes that they can do something to become rich. So the parasite in his mind is hope.
Yeah.
Because in this world, it's kind of interesting. It's not like this story doesn't make sense in an American setting because in America, the free world, you can make something out of yourself if you're a nobody. If you're in poverty, you can step up. But in this Korean world of the movie Parasite, it's almost like no matter what you do, like these guys are smart. They're working hard. They can do what they can. They're working hard. They're doing the things that they can do to try to move up in the world. Yet they just cannot do it. There's like no separation. There's too much separation. There's no way to actually cross the path, to cross that line. You just can't do it for whatever reason. Like obviously Jessica's smart. She did the Photoshop thing. She's intelligent. She very confident in her ability. are always praising her for like, she's the one that could probably be the successful one out of the family because she's just good at what she does in all aspects. Yet for some reason, they just cannot break that barrier of poverty to rich.
Well, part of me thinks that the reason for that being is, yes, like you said, they're a very capable family. But I think the problem is that the reason that they stay stuck, so I'm going to kind of disagree with you on that, is I think they do kind of cross that line. Like maybe there's just this type of history where they just get a little too greedy. And they kind of make the wrong move because Kevin, his best friend from college or
school.
Yeah, from school.
Yeah.
They're very good friends, obviously. You know, he trusts him to take over this tutoring, whatever. He immediately backstabs him and kisses the girl on the second lesson, essentially?
Yep.
Yeah. And
second lesson we see at least, but it seems like a second lesson.
Even uses his words when he's describing the girl to his family, saying, you know, oh no, I'm serious. As soon as she applies for university or makes university, I'm going to ask her to be my girlfriend.
Yeah, I'm serious. The line he steals.
So the problem is that I think they just, and there's levels to it, but they just don't know when to kind of accept that they are in a good position, and that if maybe they just wait a little bit, maybe if they're just patient, good things can start coming to them. But they're so ready to get so rich so fast that they don't even like think about kind of just human decency, really. And it's, I mean, I'm thinking about Mr. Kim, you know, the father of the poor household. He is constantly like throughout the movie trying to tell them like, shouldn't we be so blessed? You know, we should really take in this moment and be so happy with everything we have. But he's the one pushing them to do all of this, to like get it all off the ground as fast as they can, make as much money as fast as they can.
Yep.
And it's just, you know, and you wonder, how could somebody that's so smart, so conniving, you know, so likable, how can he still be in the same position? You know, at this point.
That's what I'm saying. I think there's just this barrier that's just almost impossible to cross in this country or this story of the world.
But I don't know, because it seems like everybody else kind of has the ability. It seems like you can go to an American university if you're smart enough. I don't know.
It's the money, though. They can't get enough money somehow.
You know,
everybody's struggling. Only poor people hire the poor people unless you can get a gig with the parks. And that doesn't pay anything.
I guess you're right.
But also they do the pizza box, so they don't do them well enough.
But I'm just saying, like, the family does cross the line multiple times in this movie.
Yeah, they do.
Yeah, and honestly, it seems like they keep talking about how they want to fit in with this rich crowd. And they're kind of questioning it. And one scene that I'm thinking of is whenever they're in the living room, once they have the house to themselves, after they're going camping for Daesung.
Yeah, Daesung.
The song. You know, they're in the living room. They're talking about kind of essentially living like kings, but they're not even doing it right. You know, they're still sitting on the floor, eating the nice food, drinking the whiskey. Like,
not even the nice food. If you see it, like they're just eating like, it looks like almost hot. I think I saw a hot dog on the table. There's just chips.
Really? Okay, yeah. I mean,
they're taking the tops off. Like they're just barely pouring all the liquor to make sure there's not like a big dent.
Yeah.
You know, they're kind of spreading out the liquor so it all depletes equally.
Yeah. So in one way, you could look at it as, you know, a poor family just not well accustomed to the life. But in another way, I'm just thinking like they're just not ready to actually socialize with that kind of crowd, I guess. You know, it's just, they can't do it.
Yeah. But I think that's just our American way of thinking about it, because if you just look at the parks only, they don't necessarily work hard. They don't do any work.
Right.
And it's even interesting because the dad's, you know, Mr. Park, his job is in virtual reality video game world. So he's almost like working hard on a fake thing. The person that built the house was a architect who he obviously was working, designing things and that are important, doing things that are material. Yeah, Mr. Park is rich off of a fictional fake world. So like that's the closest kind of thing you can symbolize that it's not really work.
Yeah.
Because it's just a virtual reality deal. So like you see, but you know, Miss Park doesn't work at all. She does nothing.
She's just asleep in her free time.
Yeah, she's during the day, she's napping while the maid is doing all the work around the house.
Yeah.
It's like they don't really work. So like, despite the people that are working the hardest, doing the most cons, you know, work like in their free time practicing their lines to make sure they can calm these people in the right way. They still can't move up in the world. Yet the people that are rich, because who knows how they got rich, I would assume that
he probably came from some money.
Yeah, or I would assume that he maybe worked hard to get there, but then in the theme of the movie, it doesn't seem like that's the case, but still.
Yeah, I mean, still, you came from money. You still got to go to college, prove yourself, and, have a original idea, show some work ethic, show that he has rules to his life. And I think that's important for somebody to maintain a high, successful lifestyle.
Yeah. So Parasite, that's the hope or the belief that they can become rich, because in this world, it seems like they can't, no matter what they do, they cannot get it. So Kevin, Ki-woo, that hope he has is that rock of like, we can be wealthy.
They're just daydreaming.
Yeah, so his parasite is his hope, believing that he can do it. Because the ending is so heartbreaking, because he's telling his dad, writing him a letter. He's like, I don't know how to get this letter to you, but I'm going to become rich. I'm going to buy this house. We're going to be out in the yard in the sun with mom, and all you have to do is walk up the stairs and come meet us in our new house.
Yeah.
But you realize this is a daydream. It's not real. And so
I think another one of their problems is that they're, I want to say this without it coming out bad, but they're so used to being this poor family that they essentially have nothing to lose. If this doesn't work out the way that they want it to, because while they have a plan, they don't really have a plan. Kevin's over here talking about getting married to the daughter.
Horrible plan.
It wouldn't work.
Exactly.
It would not work. Everything would be compromised.
But that hope in their head is what the parasite is. They think, oh, he could marry her. This could be your in-laws' house.
Like, you're just going to keep improving for the rest of your life. It would never work. And but the reason for that is because they know that they can survive at the very, very bottom.
Well, see, the thing is, it's not the very bottom. That's why they're stuck, because they live in a semi-basement where they're half underground, half above ground, so they can still have access to the outside world.
Yeah.
But they're confronted with the people that live underneath the park's house in the basement, which is lower. So they're realizing they're so close to the bottom, so they're worried that they could fall down below it. But they could also, maybe not in the movie, but they're hoping they could maybe come above ground to live in a nice house.
Such a metaphor.
The whole movie's a metaphor, bro.
They say it a lot.
Yeah.
During the movie, just wow. This is such a metaphor.
And it's interesting that Mr. Kim, the dad, he obviously has lived his whole life in poverty. He hasn't been able to bring himself or his family above the poverty line. They still live in that semi-basement, all, using the kids' money, because one of us has to get a job. Whoever brings the money in needs to provide for the family. Whoever can just pull it off. But you kind of realize after the whole planning, he got so close to the rich life, and it still failed. So he kind of gave up hope. He's like, don't have a plan. Plans don't work. They never have worked for me. I've had plans my whole life. They've always went to shit. So let's just give up, Ki-woo. Stop hoping. And so I think that's why he goes down to the basement finally, because he just accepted that there's no way he can ever climb up, and his only way out is to climb down.
Well, he's also wanted for murder.
Yeah, but I'm saying,
essentially, I see what you mean.
If it was Kevin, Ki-woo, he would have not gone to the basement. He would have ran out, because he has the hope in his head that he can avoid that low of the lowest of the lows.
Yeah.
He would run out, get caught, be dumb, but he has that belief in his head. But Ki-tek, the dad, he decides to go down to the basement, because he's just life is what it is. I'll
He's
live in
a
the
cockroach.
basement.
He will survive.
Yeah.
He'll always find a way to survive.
Yeah.
And then I don't know, I guess he kind of finds inspiration from the Nosferatu monster that's been living in the basement for 4 years, 3 months, and 17 days. I hope I got that right.
4 years, right? You said that?
Yeah, 4 years, 3 months, 17 days.
That sounds right.
Sounds right.
I'll correct it.
Thank you.
If you're wrong.
He just he goes up to him. He's like, "Wait, what's your plan? What are you thinking? What's your next move?" And he's like, I'm okay. I could do this.
Yeah.
He's
accepted.
Yeah, my wife comes down here every once in a while. She's bringing me food. She'll bring me more probably. And I'm okay.
Yeah.
Not getting stabbed by loan sharks.
Yep.
And so...
Which, if you notice in that scene, the wife's all beat up because the loan sharks probably got her. Her eyes swollen, her lips are all red and bloody. The loan sharks got her ass.
That's right. Yeah, I kept thinking it was allergies, but that's definitely what it is.
Yeah.
Yeah, because the income that she was probably providing to just keep them off her back she lost it. So then they beat her up. Yeah, definitely. That's what it is.
That's why she came back. She had to.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, anyway, so Mr. Kim is looking at this guy that's been living in this basement, and he asks him, so what's your plan? And he's like, well, I'm just going to stay here. And then as soon as that guy's dead, Mr. Kim kind of just realizes beforehand, but then definitely in the moment after he kills Mr. Park, that he could also do that. Like, he's okay with it.
If you abandon hope, you just settle where you're at.
He's been surviving his whole life, essentially.
Mm-hmm.
So surviving in the real bottom, he can do it.
Yep.
So it's just, it's sad. This is a sad movie.
It's a tragedy. There's it's not a success story.
Yeah, but to see him just go into that acceptance, because he's the uplifting guy. He's the uplifting dad. Saying like, how blessed are we to have problems with the fact that we got to wash our clothes in different washers and dryers.
He tries to be inspiring, yet he doesn't give it to his family. Like he gets interrupted by a drunk guy when he's trying to give like an inspirational speech and like be grateful. He always gets interrupted. His family gets distracted. He can't really pull the words together to be inspiring. They don't really believe him. So it's just like his whole philosophy, he can't pass it on to his kids. So like he can't lead his family the right way. So that's why they kind of have a downfall.
Yeah. Well, especially, and then, I don't know, I'm just trying to think. So he's got a son that's been in the military.
Who? Oh, yeah.
Kevin.
Kiwoo, yeah.
Kiwoo. I like that you're sticking to it. He's Kevin.
I'm dedicated. I'm cultured. I already told you.
So Kevin has a military background, and yet he still, he finds himself back with the family. Just kind of, that's what he knows. And it's because I guess he was raised by, that kind of cockroach mentality.
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, what else you got?
Well, okay, so we can go back on the visual storytelling. This is kind of what I was talking about with Kevin's belief, his hope, the parasite in his head of that he can achieve greater things, despite the movie proving that no matter what they do, they cannot. So watch this like editing choice they do here. Opens the rock. Kevin Kiwoo stares at it, and then it cuts. The rock is not in the place where the cut was, right? Kevin was looking at it. Kevin looks at it. He's entranced by this metaphor, and then it cuts. Like, it almost gives you his point of view of like, he was so entranced by the time passed without even realizing it, and then it cuts to him holding the rock. So that's that visual storytelling, just showing that Kevin in his head believes the rock's going to bring them wealth, and he's entranced by the metaphor of the rock. So he's looking at it, shocked, and then time cut without even really letting you realize it, because that's going through Kevin's point of view.
Yeah.
Another great one is like whenever they're walking down the stairs to their house. So as they're walking down to their house where it's pouring down rain, they're going down to their semi-basement. You kind of are thinking, you're not thinking about what the possibilities are, what are going through their head, but the way they visually show you what's going through their head is just watch what the shot they choose here. As they're walking down the stairs, you can see Kiwoo in the back staring at his feet. He's looking down at his shoes. Because look how much water is going down to the bottom of this place they live at. That gives you like, oh, fuck, their house. Because it's just raining. We deal with rain all the time. As they walk down, you're like, oh, damn, that sucks. It's raining. They're getting soaking wet. But as Kiwoo looks at his feet, he's like,
it all goes to the bottom.
Yeah, fuck. Where's all this water going?
Yeah.
Right to our house.
Yep.
So like that little visual storytelling showing you what's going through Kiwoo's head, like, damn, our house is probably fucked with all this water going down the stairs.
Yeah. I don't know. Let me think. Okay, so Joon-ho, I did read that it wasn't until they actually got into shooting this movie that he realized how much water was going to be needed. And so the whole poor part of town that he has, is entirely built on a water tank.
Oh shit!
And he did that on accident. And then when
No
it
way.
actually like, well, I mean, they did it for this, but then they realized like, oh shit, like we need a lot of water for just like, there's so much, just the rain and there's just a lot of shots with a lot of water. And so that like worked out. But then he said it worked out beautifully that it kind of shows, from the rich living at the top, all the water going to the bottom.
Sewage.
Yeah. So, it turns into just sewage flooding. And it's, I don't know. I guess it's like you think about what we were talking about earlier, they are just treating them like workers as if they're ready to go at any time, even on a Sunday. So it's like all this shit just gets flooded to them and they just got to deal with it. They just, okay, I guess we're working on Sunday.
Yep.
Just that. It's a metaphor.
It's a metaphor.
It's a metaphor.
So I'll keep a cigarette between my lips. It's a metaphor. Remember that stupid movie? And then this too. Right here, as they're staring at their flood water, and the rock floats to the top.
Mm-hmm.
Rocks don't float. The only way this rock can float is if it's hollow on the inside. And so after all their planning, all their greed, all their hope, inspiration through the rock that Kiwoo believes, the rock floats up to him, showing him that the belief you have is hollow. All the things you've done, it doesn't matter. That rock floats up to him. Rocks don't float. That rock is hollow.
Wow.
Which, and then, going back to Kiwoo and his belief, he tells, as he's clutching that rock, the dad asks him, like, why are you clutching that rock? He's like, it's clinging to me.
Yeah.
The parasite in his head. It's clinging to me. It wants to be with me. Because like that hope wants to be in him so bad, be with him so bad. And then, the rock floating, that's a real life. We know the rock floats, but in the daydream at the end, it's a daydream. This belief he has that he's going to buy the house is not true, is because you notice when he puts the rock down.
Show me. Blow my mind. I really don't know what you're talking about here.
So he writes a letter back to his dad that he can't get to him. He puts the rock in the water and it sits down. It doesn't float. So that's not real. That rock in his head is full. In his daydream, the rock doesn't float. So this is not real. His whole imaginative thought is not what happened. Never happened, because that rock is not a sinking rock. It's a floating rock.
I'll be damned, Kate Harvey.
Boom. Wow. Sad though. Sad.
Very sad. Yeah.
Poor Kiwoo.
We definitely, we walked away from this movie. Just, shit.
Yeah, no.
God.
Anti-American dream.
Yeah.
It's like, don't chase your dreams. It doesn't matter.
Oh my God.
See, and look, even here, the what he says in the thing, I will make money. The rock is sinking.
Fake.
Nope. No, you won't. You thought.
Oh my God. Joon-ho. I guess, okay, so I haven't seen any of his earlier work.
Yeah, you have. Snowpiercer.
Okay, never mind.
Which little side
Kevin,
connection?
Or Mr. Kim.
Is he?
Yeah, that's Mr. Kim, the one that's addicted to the rocks.
Oh, okay.
But he's secretly planning to blow up the train.
The cool thing is, Namgoon, the guy that was the architect of the house, that's the same name as the guy that was architect of the train in Snowpiercer.
Nice. See, little sprinkle.
Good Easter egg. Yep.
He, the actor that plays Mr. Kim, don't know his name.
We can find that out right now.
Don't know his name. What we got here?
Where's our boy? Kang Ho Sung. Nope, that's Kiwoo. Sorry. Wrong. Wait, what the fuck?
Is that him?
Google's wrong. This is it. Kang Ho Sung.
Yeah.
Is Mr. Kim, a.k.a. Keytech.
Anyways, so because he's done previous movies with him, he trusts him as an actor. So I guess his whole deal was that he sent the script to him and nothing was planned. No production planning was done yet. And if he did not want to do the movie, then the movie just wasn't going to get made.
Really?
It was pretty much like an appreciation type thing. He was like, hey, do you like the script? Like, Just if you're not even reading it as an actor, like, do you just like the story? Do you think it would be good? And it's funny because the guy that plays Mr. Kim,
Give it a shot.
Yep. Kang Ho Song.
Nice. Even add a little accent on it.
Kang Ho Song did not read the script. He just agreed to do the movie.
Faith, baby.
Just faith, So it's like Jake Gyllenhaal with our boy Denny.
Yep, on Prisoners, right?
Yep. But yeah, so he sent the script to get approved, and he just didn't read the script and approved it anyways.
That's funny.
Yep. And then guess what? They won an Academy Award.
What else did it win?
I don't know. I mean, I know that they beat Martin Scorsese and Quentin Tarantino in the same year.
It got Best Picture, Best Film Editing, Best Director, Best Production Design, Best International Feature Film, and Best Original Screenplay.
Holy shit.
Damn, son. No Best Actor.
And guess who he studied?
Who?
Martin Scorsese.
Really?
Yeah.
And beat his ass at his own game.
Yeah. But I got in his speech, he made Marty cry.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, like happy tears.
Fine, great. We'll pull it up.
Last time I was on this stage, I honored jumping into the arms
Spike
of my
Lee.
brother, Mr. Samuel Jackson.
Side note: have you seen how Spike Lee types on Instagram?
No.
It is the funniest thing ever. He won't spell the. He says duh.
Duh.
D-A. Like he types as he talks. How he talks, I think.
Nice.
Well, I'm not gonna pull it up, but just go to Spike Lee's Instagram. Just see how he types. It's pretty funny.
You just keep it real.
Thank God he didn't drop me.
Kobe. Damn.
Damn.
In directing.
R.I.P. The GOAT.
Martin Scorsese, The Irishman.
Don't disrespect.
Todd Phillips.
I thought The Irishman was just okay.
I like The Irishman.
Sam Mendes, 1917.
You ever see Tarantino shitting on 1917?
He didn't like it?
No, he was just shitting
I
on
haven't seen 1917, so.
He was just, because it's all air quote one take.
Yeah.
And he's like, it's not one take. They hide a bunch of takes in it. Sure, they do long takes, but he's like, this whole thing about it being one take. No, it's not. So he was just making fun of the fact that people call it one take.
Quentin Tarantino, Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. Bong Joon-ho Parasite.
Tarantino's like, I got this in the bag.
So is Joon-ho. He had that same look.
You see Tarantino's face? That man is pissed.
Bong Joon-ho.
This is the second Oscar tonight.
Tarantino's like, the work of my life, and I don't win an award.
Well, he claimed that to be his last movie, right?
No, he's got one more.
He does have one more?
Yeah, that was his 9th movie.
Okay.
He's doing 10. So he says. I kind of believe him, though.
Thank you. 좀 전에 그 국제 영화상 수상하고 이제 오늘 할 일은 끝났구나.
Oh, it's not in English.
Which is
Right,
the
yeah.
most personal is the most creative.
그 말은 that quote was from our great Martin Scorsese. So
Yeah, that's sick.
Marty.
He's got enough of him. He can't be that mad.
Yeah.
Still got a shout out in the acceptance speech.
I mean, you're undeniably the greatest of all time. You don't need awards.
You're good.
That's
But yeah,
cool.
pretty cool.
Thank you so much.
Oh, he did shout out QT. Yeah.
Oh, he did?
Yeah, I think.
When people in the U.S. were not familiar with my film, Quentin always put my films on his list. He's here. Thank you so much.
Quentin, I love you.
Oh, cool.
Nice.
Nice. Hell yeah. Shouting out the best. What else is Bong Joon?
Well, he's got the new Robert Pattinson
Bong
movie coming
Joon-ho.
out.
I'm sorry. I said Bong Joon.
Yeah. He's got the new Robert Pattinson movie coming out.
Which we will make an episode on.
Definitely.
I
don't think I've seen.
No, we just seen Snowpiercer.
Yeah. Great movie. Just watched it.
The host is apparently pretty popular.
Okay.
This one, Okja. However you say it. I've heard good stuff about that one too.
Is that Gus?
Yep.
Nice. It's got to be good.
It's so funny that this guy, Gus Fring, the actor, just always plays the exact same character in like almost every TV show. Any bad guy, he's like always the fucking bad guy in a TV show now.
He's got that character down.
He's got typecast into Gus Fring.
Just the classy villain.
Yeah, that's funny. Yeah, dude. Deserve that award, definitely. So go more into the visual storytelling with clearly they show a lot of the class separation by the elevation of where they're at. Obviously the what's the family? What's their last name? The Key family? Is this their last name? Do you know that? Is Ki Woo, is Woo Ki his name in English?
Come on, man.
Come on, bro. You're supposed to be cultured.
Yeah, come on, man. I don't know.
Anyway, the poor family, they obviously live way lower than the Parks family. And so there's so many visual elements of them always walking up to the house, showing that drastic separation of where they're at. The city's almost built vertically. And you can really see that whenever they do come home after that storm with the flooding, every single shot of them walking back to their house is with them going downhill.
Oh, yeah.
Walking down the steps, having to leave their luxury. They were just living their dream life they were living for a second.
Yeah, back to reality. Well, you know, it goes back to what the wife says. Not Mrs. Parks, but poor wife. Whoops. She was like,
Chunks
yeah, I mean,
Sook.
if they walk back into this house right now, your father will just go into hiding like a cockroach.
And they do.
Yeah, so
They all scatter like cockroaches when that family comes home. And this shot too with them, you know, obviously stepping down in their next ladder down to the next level of poverty. They're like walking backward in the frame.
Yeah.
Like walking back from the progress they all had. They're walking back down from their progress, coming down again. And then every single shot from there is them walking down.
Yeah.
So it just shows you that they're having to make this trek back down to poverty from their rich life they get to just experience every once in a while. And even the park's coffee table, it's a staircase. The coffee table is shaped like a staircase. It goes down different. The last level is not connected, so it's like showing the pure separation from the top to the bottom. And then whenever the Parks do come home and sit at their couch and everybody's hiding underneath the coffee table, they're hiding underneath them. They can't even hide upstairs. They have to hide underneath the Parks. There's so many that the elevation changes showing the status difference between these two families.
Yeah. And again, they just have to sit there and take it from the rich. Just getting, you know, poor Mr. Kim is just getting destroyed while he's sitting under that coffee table. Just talking about like, God, like.
The smell is terrible.
He even goes on his line, I respect anybody that doesn't cross the line. Mr. Kim, good driver. I always keep thinking he's never going to cross the line. But he never does. But that smell, that crosses the line.
Yep.
And then it just cuts to him just staring at
In the script, they have it as Key Tech has to sit there and just take hit after hit.
Yeah.
Just getting blows in front of his family, just getting degraded.
I kind of wish it had gone on longer. It would have brought more of a comedic relief, but instead he went the route of making me feel bad. Because I was laughing.
You were a piece of shit.
I was laughing pretty hard. I was like, man, this guy just has to sit there and take it. It must really suck to hear that you smell bad.
Oh, that's the worst insult possible.
That's the worst one, right?
Because you know how much you know how you feel when somebody smells bad, and you know how good it is when somebody smells good.
Right.
So it's just like that's such
You just think like if somebody says like, "Oh, he's ugly," deep down, you probably know it,
and you can kind of fix it in a sense by getting a nice haircut
or
good hygiene,
or you can kind of just be like, this is
I'm funny.
Yeah, I'm a nice guy. But if you just straight up smell bad, that's like the worst blow.
Yeah.
It is the worst blow. It makes him so mad that he kills Mr. Park when he, in the middle of this terrible ordeal at the end, his son's birthday party has been completely sabotaged by the monster in the basement coming out and just fucking going on a stabbing frenzy. And then he just needs to get past the body, get the keys, get his family to safety. But he can't even do it because the smell. He just, through all of this BS that's going on, through all this tragedy, this nightmare situation, he actually takes the time to just like, oh God,
Yeah.
And Mr. Kim sees that and he's like, you motherfucker.
Yeah.
You're a bad person.
Yeah, exactly.
It's like
smell of poverty, piece of shit.
Yeah, we are essentially in war right now, and it's gonna get smelly. But nobody is actually gonna acknowledge the fact that it smells bad, except for a rich prick.
Yep.
And so he just immediately gets up. Spoilers, stabs him right there, dead.
They do a cool thing too with the smell, and there's a few of the things where they'll hint as if from the audience perspective, you think that the family is onto them. For an example, not related to the smell, but whenever
the song.
No, that's coming next. But the first one I have is whenever Dong Ik, Mr. Park, the dad, he's talking about the panties that were left in his car from, they think the original driver,
right,
hooked up with some hooker and was doing blow in the back. He says,
it's a good evaluation.
But he was like, but it makes me think about the woman. He's like, who would leave their panties there? And you're thinking like, oh shit, they're on to him. It's somebody planted that. Nobody would do that. But he's like, they must be on coke or methamphetamines. So it's like you thought as an audience, you'd think, oh shit, they're on to him, but they're not. And then the song.
I know, but that's not necessarily based off the smell. I mean, he does smell it in the car.
Right. It's not related to the smell.
Oh, okay.
I'm just saying that he almost clues in, like he says something like, it could think about the woman. Who could that possibly be? Somebody had to plant that there, right? You think just maybe you might be like, oh no, they're onto him. But then he obviously turns back and he thinks of something else. He has like almost a degrading opinion about these poor people can't plan this. Like it would be it's got to be this worser person, right? And then whenever the song smells Mr. Kim and smells the housekeeper, the mom, Chung Suk, I think Chung Suk. Sorry. You think, oh shit, this song knows their family, they're related. You're like, oh shit, they're onto him that they smell the same because they're like the same family. But then you realize it's much worse than that. No, they just smell like poor people. That's what they get it down to. So it's like you get tricked into thinking that they're onto them, but really they just view poor people differently.
Gotcha.
So it's that, you kind of get...
All poor people smell like this. They all smell like that one guy on the subway.
Yep.
As quoted in Parasite.
Which just reveals these people, like, as an audience, you know what's going on, so you're like, oh, fuck, they're onto him, but they don't even think of them that highly. They just think about, oh, these are just poor people. They smell bad, and they do coke and methamphetamines in the back of my Mercedes-Benz.
It's a fair assessment.
You're a rich prick. But, like, that's a funny contrast of, what they think versus what is actually going on.
Right.
Which just reveals their characters, like we were talking about earlier, with them being rich and just don't cross the line.
Yeah.
Don't cross the line if you're a worker. And there's also so many metaphors, visual metaphors, with the crossing the line element. Well, let's just go to the first scene whenever Kevin walks into the house. So watch this. Okay, so check it out. Here's the first line of crossing the line. Servant, line, rich person, standing opposite of the side. She's trying to wake her up politely, saying, Miss Choi, crosses the line, gets in her personal space and wakes her up. It's like she crosses the line there. It's like, hey, wake up, get up. Which, if you were this lady, you wouldn't want that to happen. If you're your servant shouldn't be waking you up on my nice peaceful nap out in the sun.
Yeah.
She crossed the line there. Not okay in their eyes. Now they're sitting down at the table as they're doing like their sort of interview. They are not crossing this line. Look at that line in the middle of the frame there.
Whoa.
He's not allowed to cross this line. He never does the entire scene because they're, on opposite sides of the spectrum.
Whoa.
Whenever they walk upstairs to go meet the daughter, there's a line right here in the middle of this walkway. She walks on the right one to us. He walks on the left one. Not crossing that line. Servants.
Whoa.
The detail they put in this, bro. And there's a lot of those. And then this line, you think. So whenever he's giving her that study lesson, and he grabs her wrist, check her pulse.
Show me the line.
There's no line here, she gets like, whoa, because he crossed the line. He like touched his daughter, or touched her daughter. I mean, it's like he kind of crossed the line there, kind of showing his authority. But it might be okay because he's supposed to be a college student.
This is his way of teaching.
Right. And he also might be a college student. So maybe they look more highly upon the college students because it's like they love men so much. His friend that got him the job. It's like maybe crossing the line is okay in this situation, but you're still kind of shocked that this person they're hiring crossed the line and touched their daughter. It's like, whoa, what are you doing? And then another one with crossing the line whenever Jessica Ki-jung crosses the line. Let's see.
Line.
Now this one, see, like, I wonder, this one's not like a super transparent line, so I kind of wonder if it's just because like she's kind of okay with the relationship. She wants to cross the line. She clearly kisses him.
Yeah.
So like maybe the line's not as strong there because she doesn't really view the line there.
No, there's still a line. You can't kiss the daughter.
Agreed. He does cross the line
He
by kissing.
crosses the line, yeah.
All right, let's go to.
Whoa.
So there's no visual line here, but just imagine there's a line between them separating their faces. Because, obviously there's like a line when you think about just shooting a scene. You don't want her face to cover this person's face. So you got to avoid the line they cross.
Well, no, she's about to. She tells the housemaid to leave. She kind of crossed the line, getting so involved with with family matter. She's sitting there right in the middle of the line.
Yeah.
She's like, hey, get off the line.
Yeah, get the fuck out of here.
Yeah.
Stop being half in, half out, motherfucker. Yeah. So here still, her face is still shown because she hasn't crossed the line yet. Still standard coverage.
Housemaid crossed the line.
Oh, and even just, maybe this might be a stretch, but like, she's trying to stand on this side of the line, if you imagine it. Yeah. And then she, like, leave us, please. And then the maid walks back to this side of the room, the poverty side. So she asks, did something happen when he's in the first grade, the son? Cross the line. They go around her head because she like asked a way too personal question. Yeah. It's her job. She's trying to like pose, but like her reaction here obviously shows that she crossed the line. It caused some like crazy reactions. So the camera moves around, crossing that line again.
Yeah, she straight up says, I can't talk about this. This is way too deep.
Yeah, too much for us right now. I
crossing
just know
the line.
Yeah, she's not even comfortable telling her.
Yeah,
she's only comfortable telling Chung-sook once she's been there for a while.
Yeah,
and like they get to know the family a little bit. So again, that whole crossing the line thing is just shown visually throughout the movie so many times.
Damn.
Bong Joon-ho, dude knows what he's doing, bro.
Damn. I'm impressed.
It's a good ass movie, bro.
That was good.
Sorry, cord tangled in my chair. It's good though, bro. It's top tier movie.
So what are you rating it at? What do you got? Don't cross the line.
Ooh, I would say filmmaking wise, it's one of those movies where the theme is so prevalent throughout. It's shown visually, through the story, through everything. It's just dialed in. So filmmaking wise, give it a 10 because he just nails it perfectly. And then if I'm giving it a 10 out of 10, you know what I'm giving it a star rating. 5 out of 5, baby.
Damn.
Perfect.
This is a perfect movie.
Yep. Couldn't have made it any better, in my opinion. Nothing to criticize. We didn't say one bad thing about the movie.
Yeah, I guess that's true.
Let me down.
Well, that line shit just got me. It's got me real good. Yeah, no, it's nothing's perfect.
It's fine. You can have that opinion.
Nah, I give it a 9.5.
All right, that's damn near 10. Have you gotten anything more than a 9.5?
I don't know.
I feel like you give like a 9.8, 9.9 before.
We're close to 100 episodes. My memory's kind of fading.
Yeah, 100 movies.
Even on the best ones.
Yeah, I'm sure like you gave The Departed something crazy high, I would imagine.
Probably, yeah.
So, all right. Star rating?
Four and a half stars.
What would you not enjoy?
Oof.
That didn't bump into that. What's that 0.5? You didn't.
It's simply based on the fact that, nothing's perfect.
You've given 5 stars before.
Have I?
Many times.
Really? I mean, not many times. We just incorporated this new scoring system.
As you've done you gave Smile 5 stars.
Did I?
Both Smiles. You given The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly 5 stars.
No, I did not.
On Letterboxd, you did.
No way.
We talked about this like a few episodes ago.
I feel like you got the wrong guy.
Nope. Gray Pittman, is that you on Letterboxd?
All right, I'll give it a 4.5 stars. I don't like how much Mr. Kim looks back while he drives.
You're such a piece of shit. Hold on. I had trouble last time pulling up your Letterboxd account.
I'm giving it a 4.5 stars.
You gave Good and Bad Ugly 5 stars.
I'm giving it a 4.5 stars.
You gave Inglourious Basterds 5 stars, justly.
That's Inglourious Basterds. I don't know. That's literally as good as it gets.
It's fine. I'll let you have it. I'll let you go.
Thank you. Yeah, 4.5 stars. Yeah.
You still gave it a 9.5. Filmmaking wise.
Yeah. It's a beautiful movie. It's a great movie.
It is.
I really like this movie. This is my 3rd time seeing it now. So, and it came out in 2019. First time I saw it was 3 years ago, I think, around that time.
We missed that IMAX showing.
Yeah. Well, we also agreed that with the subtitles and everything, I don't know. Maybe there's just not much to appreciate when you're just having to read most of the movie.
It might be easier to watch it with the giant screen with the text. Maybe.
I did just fine in the living room. We got to pause.
We got a nice screen in the living room.
Yeah, we're all good. 4.5. That's what's up.
You heard it here first, folks.
Yep. Yeah, it's a great movie. It makes sense that this is a very well-regarded movie.
Yeah, I kind of wish I saw it in IMAX a little bit.
Okay, well.
This is one of those movies that's worth the IMAX ticket. It's a great movie. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, to you. It's a 10 and a 5.
You don't want to watch it in IMAX?
I could watch it in IMAX.
You could or you would?
Yeah, I mean, I could. Yeah, I could.
Okay.
I could be down. Yeah, I could be persuaded. You're trying to make me out to...
You're doing this to yourself.
You're trying to make it out that I'm some hater of this movie, but I'm not.
I'm not. You're projecting that on yourself, bro.
I'm saying I could watch this movie in IMAX, meaning that, yeah, I guess I would watch this movie in IMAX.
That's all I was asking. I could watch any movie in IMAX if you asked me. Yeah, I could.
All right. I mean, if you want to get technical about some bullshit.
Would I? Yes, I would.
Yeah, I guess I would. Like, I could watch this in IMAX.
Could?
I would watch this in IMAX. It just sounds way more prestigious, I guess.
To say could or say
to
would?
Say would. It's like I'm dying to see this movie in IMAX. I'm happy with how many times I've seen this movie not in IMAX.
Congrats.
Thank you.
Happy for you.
Thank you. You're not sincere, but I'm good. And I could. And I would.
All right. Thank you guys for listening. Comment below your thoughts on Parasite. Let us know if there's anything we missed. If there's anything that you wish we talked about. Give us some insights on the filmmaking because I know we miss a lot. There's a ton in this movie.
Yep.
And, we do this right after the filming. So we're bound to miss a lot.
Yeah.
Apologize to all of our Korean fans if we have any for butchering the names if we did.
Yep. Yeah. Sorry.
Yeah, you're lucky me and Gray didn't do our original plan, which was to every scene we would rewatch, me and him would narrate it in a Korean accent.
Yeah, we're also sorry for thinking about doing that. We're not gonna do it.
Still up in the air. We still might. Haven't edited the episode yet, so y'all know before us. No, I'm kidding. We're not gonna do that. South Park voice.
Okay. All right. Maybe we should stop. We should just, we're, thank y'all so much for listening and,
don't forget to like and subscribe.
We're out.
my next meal. Seems all I do is drive. And when the boss man sends my next check in the mail, I'll have enough for closing time. And I've been cussing like a sailor since I ran out of weed. My tank is running dry, so I'll head on down to the railroad track and tell that man I need a ride. He says you're just in luck 'cause there's one more seat. There's just one more thing before you proceed. Just throw me a $5 and we'll call it a deal.